We want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools, Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at Gospel Outreach Christian Academy on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly support the doors into your world of success. Within Gates Academy in Chongwe.
Good afternoon, class. I'm Ms. Munsanje, and this is time for Civics, grade 9. Okay, welcome to GMF Online Schools. And GMF Online Schools is operated by 3 Creso schools, and these schools are GOCA, which stands for Gospel Outreach Christian Academy. This school is found at Go Center in Lusaka next to Move TV, and it's a day school which runs from babe class to grade 12. And the second one is M, which stands for Mobuyu Christian Academy. The school is found on the banks of Lake Kariba. It is a girls' boarding school that runs from grade 8 to grade 12. F stands for Fountain Gate Christian Academy. The school is found in Ndeke East in Silverest area of Chongwe district. It is a boarding and day school that runs from babe class to grade 12. You can call on these numbers 0962 768043 for GOCA, 0962 768043 for GOCA. For Mobuyu, you can call this number 0977 85 28 40, 0977 85 28 40. For Fountain Gate, you can call 0977 18 37 57, 0977 18 37 57. Okay, so today we are going to continue from where we ended last time. And last time we were looking at advantages and disadvantages of local and international trade. Today we are going to look at challenges associated with local and international trade. Challenges, we are going to look at some of the challenges that face local and international trade. And we are going to start with the first one, which is poor transport and communication. Number one, and poor transport. How is this a challenge to local and international trade? So we are saying poor transport delays the transportation of goods from the producers to the consumers. Okay, it also, because of this poor transport from the producers to the consumers, it also increases transportation costs, which in turn increases the production of goods, or the production cost of their ability to communicate effectively with customers. Most of the rural areas, the network is very hard for them. Unfair competition. Unfair competition. How is this a challenge to local and international trade? So we have large countries, for example, China. We have countries like China that produces goods. Countries that produce goods such as textile on a large scale and sell these goods cheaply. So those countries, big countries like China, they do mass production of goods and services, and this has affected local industries. So it has made these local industries very expensive. So people go for cheaply imported goods instead of supporting the local industries. So it's very hard for local industries to compete when we have poor quality of products. Poor quality of products. This is also a challenge in trade. So goods, you are saying goods imported cheaply from other countries that do mass production are often of poor quality. We can talk of salaula, which are second-hand products. Okay, so you are saying goods imported cheaply from other countries that do mass production are often of poor quality and may even be dangerous to health of people and also animals. Okay, so poor quality of products which are cheap, and people go for cheaper goods which are very dangerous. Most of them, they are very dangerous to the health of people. Not only salaula, also other products like meds. The fourth challenge is counterfeit products. Counterfeit products. This is also a challenge. So, what do you mean when we say counterfeit products? So, these are goods. These are goods or copied goods that are branded in someone's name without permission. Okay, so you're saying counterfeiting of goods such as brand name, CDs, and DVDs, a serious crime. So some people use names of other people to brand names on the products without their permission. And this has affected the original goods, because counterfeit goods are fake. They are fake goods. Okay. So we are saying it can have negative effects on the income and reputation of the origin. This is also a challenge. Okay, so we are saying porous borders. This is when borders are easily crossed and when there is no protection. So we are saying this is also a challenge to local and international trade. We have smugglers, people who buy, who import goods illegally. So it is very easy for these people, the smugglers, the areas are not protected. So we are saying smugglers who want to. So this means that there are many unprotected areas where smugglers can slip through. So we are saying poor roads. For example, in Zambia, we have poor roads. So we are saying poor roads in larger parts of Zambia make it difficult for government to patrol all the country borders. That's why it's very easy for the smugglers to import goods illegally. Okay. So let's look at the crimes. The crimes associated with trade. So these are some of the challenges associated with local and international trade. Let's look at the crimes. Crimes associated with trade. Okay. Smuggling. Smuggling. Number one. Number one, smuggling. So smuggling is one of the crimes associated. Smuggling involves bringing goods into the country illegal to avoid paying import duties or taking illegal goods out of the country. So this involves taking goods illegal country or counterfeit products. Counterfeit products. Okay. So you are saying people who are more interested in making a quick profit than in doing business legal also counterfeit goods, imitating goods or copying goods of origins. Okay, so this is a crime. So we are saying examples of counterfeit goods are CDs, clothes, shoes, and so on. So we are saying most of them, since they are just imitations or they just copy the original product, so the brand names of original products. So we are saying the copies are poor quality. They are of poor quality, which damages the reputation of the original brands. Okay, so this is a crime and it affects the reputation of the original brands. Okay, the third crime is fraud. Okay, the third one is fraud. What is fraud? So we are saying fraud is a scheme or knowing deception to obtain money by means of false pretenses or promises. You get money from someone on false pretenses or promises. So this is also a crime. So I say international trade is threatened by internet fraud, which criminals use to swindle many people. A lot of people in our country have been swindled. They have been swindled because of this fraud, and it's a crime. For example, today we have a high number of unemployed youths in the country, and there are people who are getting money, who are asking for money, and they say promises. Okay, also a crime. The fourth one, human trafficking. Human trafficking. Okay, human trafficking is also a crime associated with trade. What is human trafficking? So you're saying human trafficking involves transporting people by force. Transporting people by force, fraud or deception, and against their will from one country to another. But this also happens within the country. Okay. So you're saying humans, especially girls and women, are trafficked from one country to another for sexual exploitation and forced labor. This is a crime. We've had a lot of cases on this one, where people, especially women and girls, have been trafficked to different countries for forced labor and also for sexual exploitation. Okay, the last one, drug trafficking. Drug trafficking. Okay, drug trafficking. Drug trafficking involves the smuggling of illegal drugs, the trafficking of illegal drugs. So you're saying Zambia also serves as a transit route for drugs moving a lot of
Mobuyo Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools, Mobuyo Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our 34 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Achievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools, Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Environment that provides a high level of challenge matched established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools, Mubuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools, Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident.
Good afternoon, grade 8s and everyone watching. Welcome to the online school. Is operated by 3 Creso schools. G stands for Gospel Outreach Christian Academy. This school is found at Go Center in Lusaka, opposite or next to Movie TV. It is a day school that runs from baby class to grade 12. M stands for Mubuyu Christian Academy. The school is found on the banks of. We have F standing for Fountain Gates Christian Academy. This school, it is a boarding school. It is a boarding and day school. Any of the 3 schools depending on where you are. And for information, you can call on 0962 Outreach Christian Academy, then 0977 852940 for Mubuyu, that is in Siavonga, and the last one is 3757 for Fountain Gate, that is in Ndeke East in Silverest area of Chongwe district. Thank you very much. Please, we expect you to enroll your children. They're good schools and we expect feedback from you. Thank you very much. So for today's lesson, we're still looking on division. And this time I'm going to look at overcoming division and hatred in the 4 religions. The four religions, we're talking about the Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and Zambian tradition. But before we look at that, we're just going to do a quick recap on what we looked at the last time we met. We looked at division in Christianity. We looked at the division in Christianity, where we said Christian teaches people to love one another. However, it may cause division among people, even though Christians, even among Christians, we may see that there is division sometimes among different denominations. So we learned about that, where denominations have differences in maybe the way they preach the gospel and stuff like that. Okay, that is Christianity. And then we looked at also division in Hinduism, where you will become attached to them. So when someone is thinking, always thinking about just what is, it is wrong to do that. They will begin to desire them, and from desire comes anger. Okay, so that is a danger in Hinduism. And then the Islam teaches us that in the sight of God, all men are okay. So this this is what we looked at the last time we met, and so we are going to continue from there. And today we look at the division. Look at the division that is overcome in division and hate in the four religions. Okay, so first of all, we'll look at Christianity. What does Christianity teach? What are Christian taught? Christian teach that we should love and we should love our enemies and those who persecute us. Okay, so that is what Christians teach. They teach us to love our enemies and those who persecute us. What is persecution? Persecution is mostly something to do with someone punishing you for doing something good. Okay, maybe give an example of the Bible, like someone who was persecuting the Christians, people like Saul, Saul. He was persecuted. The time that he was persecuting the Christians, he was called Saul, and then he was changed to Paul. He was persecuting the Christians for praising Jesus Christ, even when he changed to be a Christian as well in the future. So in Christianity, it teaches that we should love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. Okay, so this is what the Christians are taught. Okay, so let me just write that one up. Okay, so in Christianity, it teaches us that we should pray for our enemies and those who persecute us. Okay, let's look at what Islam teaches the Islam community. Islam teaches that payment of good deeds will, with a bad payments of bad deeds with a good deed. Okay, so payments of a bad deed with a good deed, or payment of evil deeds with a good deed. Okay. with a good deed. Okay, so payments of evil deeds with good deeds. That is what Islam talks about. And in the Quran it says, pay good deeds, repay good evil deeds with good deeds, and the person who is your enemy will become your best friend. So payment of evil deeds with good deeds, and the person who is your enemy becomes your best friend. Okay, the dear friend. That is what Islam is in the Quran. That is what it says. So the Quran says, so one, that is Christianity. Two. Okay, so the Quran also teaches the Islam community that repay evil deeds with good deeds, and the person who is your enemy becomes your dearest friend. So that is how it works. That's how it works. That is how you become an enemy's best friend. And on the other part, you don't repay bad things to someone who has done something bad to you. So that is what the Islam have taught their community. Okay, let's look at Hinduism. Hinduism, let me just use this other board. Okay, Hinduism, give blessings to return for blows and insults. Give blessings in return for blows and insults. That is what the Hinduism teach their community. So give blessings in return for blows and insults. When you are insulted, mostly you want to insult back. When you are beaten, mostly you want to beat back, to hit that person back. But the Hindu people believe that giving back something that is bad is wrong. Instead, you render a blessing to those people that insult you or that beat you up. So the Hinduism are saying give blessings in return for blows and insults. Okay, so you give blessings in return for blows and insults. The Veda states that do not repay a blow or an insult by an insult. Do you cheat a person who has cheated you? Do you do that? don't return evil for evil. It comes to the same thing. Don't do evil to evil. It's better you do something that is good for the sake of harmony, instead of you trying to fix that person or to make a point out of it. Don't revenge on someone. So the Vedas is saying that do not repay a blow or an insult by an insult. Okay, so do not pay a blow. Pay. Sorry. For an insult. Cheat a person who has cheated. Return that insult. Instead, maybe just speak good about everything, and maybe just keep quiet. The best is just to keep quiet. And then if someone cheats you, tells you something, a lie, don't return a lie. Okay, that is what the Hindus are saying. Do not return evil for evil. Okay, so then we also look at holiness and good deeds of its followers, and naughtiness and good deeds of the followers, and not the quarrels. That is what Mahatma Gandhi said. Okay, we will say that division comes as a result of people's inability to love one another completely. That is why we'll look at sin as our next topic in the same line of division, and subtopic that we are going to look at today is division, sin, and forgiveness, which we are going to look at today. And we're just going to look at what sin is. We'll look at Christianity as our first religion. Christianity. What does Christianity say about it? Of God's commandments, being disobedient on God's commandments. That is what it means. You disobey all the 10 commandments, then that is sin for us Christians. Okay, so sin in Christianity is okay, so sin is disobedience on meaning. Okay. Then the other one is sin is turning away from, sin is caring about yourself and sin is caring more about oneself than God or other, what God will think about what you're thinking, and what the next person will think about what you've done. You just care about what you want to be done. So that is for you, for Christians, that is sin. You always have to do the right thing, so that even the next person will say, okay, this is the right thing. Okay, or God will say that this is the right thing, than you just caring about what you think is right and then doing it without considering others. Okay, so in Christianity, we call it sin if you just care about yourself. So meaning, sin is caring more about oneself than about God and others. Okay, so that is sin for you if you just care about what you think is right. Okay, so sin is caring about oneself than God and the other. Sin is the disobedience of God's commandments, being disobedient on God's commandments, and also caring about oneself, yourself. You just care about you. It's just about me, myself, and I. Okay, it's not supposed to be. The Muslim community. Okay, so Islam is saying when you disobey Allah and the Quran, you are sinning. That is what the Islam are saying. Okay, let's look at what what is the other thing about sin in the Quran. This sin is turning away from Allah and no longer being a Muslim. So when you turn away from Allah and you are no longer, you also abandon the Muslim community, that is sin for the Muslim people. Okay, so turning away from Allah and no longer being a Muslim is also a sin. So let me just write it down. Okay, so turning away from Allah and no longer being a Muslim is the sin for the Islam people. Okay, so these are the four commandments. Sin is caring about oneself than God and others. You just want to care about yourself. Everything belongs to you alone. You don't want to give the next person. You're not kind enough. That is sin for you. Okay, and in Islam, sin is disobeying Allah and the Quran. When you disobey the Quran, you follow the rules about the Quran. If you don't disobey, if you disobey Allah, they say it's sin in Islam. Turning away from Allah and no longer being a Muslim is also sin. Okay, now let's look at also the Zambian tradition. What is sin? There are three types of sin that are indicated in the book, and these are: sin is neglecting a spirit. Okay, so sin is neglecting spirits for the So sin is neglecting the spirit. You neglect, you are sinning. Okay, so sin is also offending in the spirit. And the last one is engaging in witchcraft. Engaging in witchcraft. Okay, so in Zambian tradition, if you neglect into witchcraft, in witchcraft is also a sin. So take note of those three. One is sin is neglected. I mean, sin is neglecting engaging in witchcraft. Okay, so if you engage in witchcraft, you're sinning. If you offend, we will look at them. Hinduism. The Hindus, they say sin is greed. So Hinduism, sin is greed, selfishness, and caring more about material things. Okay. Okay, so sin in Hinduism is when you're greedy, you're sinning. When you're selfish, always wanting to have the best, even when you know that children at home are not having enough food, but just I want to drive the latest vehicle, forgetting that you are depressed, you are suppressing the people that depend on you. Okay, so they say you are being so meaning those things that you want to worship so much, you care about them than you care about God and the people that depend on you. So for the material things. Okay, then the other sin that the Hindus are talking about is sin is a result. Sin is a, just write it. They are temporal. Okay, so sin is a result of people's failure to understand that because of the failure to understand, the evil is always found where there is no knowledge of God. That is you found in the Vedas. So evil is found where there is no knowledge of God. There is no knowledge of God. That is found in the Vedas. Okay, so I'll just go through the Zambian traditions and the Hindu. Zambian tradition, sin is neglecting the spirit. Sin is offending the spirit. When the spirits are offended, they do a lot of damage, become sad. They say if you sin against the spirit, like neglecting it, a lot of bad like that. and then again, if you engage into witchcraft, there's also some precautions about it. Others do engage with an understanding with whoever parents, just because they want to be powerful witches or wizards, okay, which is a sin in the Zambian tradition. And in Hinduism, sin is greed. You are greed, which is a sin in Hindu, and also selfishness. Everything that you see, you just want it for yourself. Even at your workplaces, you just don't even want to talk to that person, okay, which is a sin in Hindu. And also caring about material things and other people than thinking that it's all vanity, we'll die and leave it. Why care about it? Instead of trying to look for a solution and praising God as your creator. Okay, so then there is also sin as a failure to understand, have a further more precious than that we have. Evil is found where there are no knowledge of God. There is no knowledge of God. So if you don't have any knowledge about God, there is a lot of evil. Okay, there is a lot of evil, and a lot of people do wrong things. So as a result of that, you find that the Veda is saying that there is evil when there is no God in you. Okay, that is the shortest way I can put it. Okay, so that's how sin is described in these four religions, in Christianity, Islam, Zambian tradition, and also Hinduism. Okay, so for today's lesson, this is where we end. I'm just going to give you homework, 2 questions in what we've learned today, and then we can continue on forgiveness. That is the last part of this topic on division, sin, and forgiveness. Okay, so let me just give you the homework. For grade 9s, name the 3 kinds of sins in the Zambian tradition. The 3 kinds of sin in Zambian traditions, we looked at that. Then also in the previous lesson, we also looked at the reasons why tax collectors were hated by their fellow Jews. Okay, so these are the two questions. If you're studying, you're going to answer. These are very simple. Then we'll look at them. The next time we meet, we'll work out the answers together. Okay, so this is what we had for you this week. For the next time we meet, it will be the other week when I meet you again, and then we are going to wind up with the last part of this topic, which is forgiveness in the same topic. Okay, so call it a day. God bless.
Number 17734 Nangwenya Road. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools. Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. The goal of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools for 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools. Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools. Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in .org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge, whose are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools. Mobuyu Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve.
Welcome to our grade 9 lesson for today. We are still on the topic of the cash book. So last time we talked about the 2-column cash book. Today we are proceeding to the 3-column cash book. So, if you remember, our first cash book that we talked about was 1-column. Was 1-column cash book. Our second one was the 2-column. Cash book. Then today we are going to look at the 3-column cash book. So our focus today is on the 3-column cash book. So if we can remember how the 2-column cash book appeared, the 2-column cash book had 2 columns, of which the first column was the cash column and the second one was the bank column, meaning whatever transactions we recorded in the cash dealt with cash transactions, and the bank column dealt with transactions that were paid in or out using a check. This time we are going to look at the 3-column cash book. So the 3-column cash book consists of the column for the discount. A discount takes place mostly in a trader's business or transaction. There are 2 types of discounts that are known in a business. There's the discount allowed and the discount received. But first we have to understand what a discount is. So there are times when you have a loyal customer whom you purchase goods from all the time. So once you become a loyal customer, there are times when that supplier gives you a discount. So the cash discount mostly is quoted in percentage. It is not given in the actual value of amount. So it's quoted in percentages. Maybe they might give you a 2% discount, a 5% discount, or maybe a 50% discount. So mostly a cash discount, the term cash discount. The term cash discount refers to a speedy payment. Most business documents will have some terms and conditions outlined in the document. Sometimes they would even bring in the discount to say once money is paid before this particular period of time, a certain discount of so much is given. Remember I said the rate of a discount is quoted in percentages. It is not always given in the actual value of amount. So if we look at what a discount is, discount is a reduction in an amount, a debtor is required to pay. The key word here is reduction. That's what a discount is. So we are going to look at an example of how the three-column cash book appears. Remember the first column, the one column cash book only had the cash column, which means it only recorded items that were dealing with cash money only. And then the two-column cash book, cash only. The two-column cash book had the cash and the bank. And now the three-column cash book is going to consist of the cash column, the bank column, and the discount column. Under the discount column, unlike the way the cash and the bank always have the debit and the credit, the discount column instead will have discount allowed, discount received. We have to first understand what discount allowed is and discount received. So, discount allowed. So discount allowed, this is the reduction that is given to us by our creditors. This is a reduction that is given to us by our creditors or suppliers. When you go and purchase an item and you're given a discount, a cash discount, a discount allowed, that is what we call the discount allowed. If our creditors or our suppliers give us the discount allowed. So even if payment is made via check, because most of the time in questions you are going to come across payments made by check, that is still a cash discount. Because of the term cash discount, which might be paid in check, you might always confuse it by recording that amount in the cash column because of this term. So there are times when those transactions are paid out in terms of a check. That still remains a cash discount because a reduction was still made during that transaction. So a discount received. This is a reduction that is given out to our debtors, our customers. So we must always understand these two terms: debtors, creditors. Remember, debtors, these are people who are owing us money. Creditors, these are people whom we are owing money. So I have a question with me that we're going to solve, and then we see how the three-column cash book is to appear and where we put the discounts allowed and the discount received, and to which part do we put now in the cash and bank. So you have to understand how to record items in a three-column cash book. The contra entry is always going to appear at some point. Remember, a contra entry only deals with cash and bank. We said this is where a transaction is completed within the same book. Contra entries do not occur in the discount. Discounts only record the amounts that have been deducted. So the question reads, enter the following transactions in the three-column cash book of Samoa traders. Balance the books. So balance the books and bring down the balances for February 15th, 2015. 1st February, cash in hand, same date, cash in bank, 5th February, received in cash from Imoya, $120 less 4% discount. 6th, paid wages in cash. 110. 8th, received from Mwendo a check for 35 kwacha on the 9th, paid in cash, P. Malambo account. For kwacha, less 2% discount. 12th, received cash from F. Kaiba, 20 kwacha. 15th, paid into bank. Paid cash into bank, 25 kwacha. Okay, so that's our question. Our 3-column cash book is going to appear the same way the others have been appearing, but this time around, we are going to introduce a 3rd column. So I have deliberately named the discount column red so that people are able to identify that we have introduced the 3rd column. So instead of putting the debit and credit side, in the discount column, we are going to put allowed. My columns are small, so I might not write them completely. Allowed, and then received. So allowed is when the supplier gives out the discount. Received is when we receive, or the customer receives the discount. So remember, the title of that particular account is very important. So this 3-column cash book belongs to Samoa traders. So you will indicate 3-column Samoa traders for the month February 2015. Once you have written the title of that account, it's easy for the accountant or the internal auditor to identify what kind of problems they are dealing with. So we go to the first date. The first date says cash in hand. So cash in hand, 1st February. Details. Once we see a statement that is written cash in hand, mostly you can indicate either balance or capital. So what we're going to indicate in there is the balance, because that's the balance that's in the cash account, amounting to 170 kwacha on the debit side, because that's what is there. They have said cash in hand. So it's 170. On the same date as well, we've got cash in bank, 150. So you can just line them up in the same line. You don't have to write balance there, first date. But if it's necessary, you can indicate 1st February again, balance, and the amount. So we'll just go through the same date, 150 kwacha. And then we move to the 5th, received in cash from E. Moya. Received in cash from E. Moya, which is 5th February. 5th. Details, E. Moya. Remember, I said the rates of a discount are always quoted in percentages. If we can look at this, we've been given 4% discount. So a 4% discount was given to Moya. Moya has paid us. So this was a discount allowed to Moya. We gave Moya a discount allowed, and he has paid us with the 4% discount. So we have to find 4% discount from 120. How do we find the discount? So we get the we get the total over 100 times 4%. So it's 4%. So we have to find, I do not have a calculator with me, so I'm going to try to manually so now, sorry. Sorry for going offline. I was looking for a calculator. So this is how we're going to find our percentage. So we're going to 120 divide by 100 times 4%. So our answer there is giving us 4.8. So 4.8 is the percentage that has to be deducted from the 120. That is the percentage that has to be deducted from the 120. So since we have been given this, the first thing you do is once you find the percentage, you get the percentage, identify on which part it's supposed to be placed on. If it's a discount allowed, you place it on the discount allowed. If it's a discount received, you place it on the discount received. In this case, it was a discount allowed given out to E. Moya. So it's going to be placed in the allowed column, which is 4.8. So the amount that we are going to indicate here, because he paid in cash, received in cash, under now the cash column, we have to deduct this 4.8 from 120. That's the amount that we're going to place now in the cash column on the receiving part. Remember, Imoya is paying us. So 120 minus 4.8. For those with calculators, our answer is 115.2. And you have sorted out the discount transaction and recorded it, and you're good to go and you're done. We move to 6th, paid wages in cash. This date has nothing to do with transactions. It's straightforward. It has to do with wages and cash. So we're dealing with the cash column. So 6th February, wages. Paid wages in cash. So money was leaving the cash account. So instead of placing it in the debit side, we have to place it in the credit side because money is leaving the account. The credit side records transactions of monies paid out or payments. The debit side records monies that have been put in the business or receipts. So how much? 110 was paid. Wages can also be known as salaries. So in that particular company, a worker was paid their wage. So we move to the 8th. 8th February. Received from Mwendo 35 kwacha of a check. Received from Mwendo 35 kwacha of 35 kwacha of a check. So automatically we are dealing with the bank column, and this time around the bank column is receiving a 35 kwacha from Mwendo. On the receiving part, which is the debit side. We move to the 9th. Paid in cash, P Malambos, with 4 kwacha, less 2% discount. Less 2% discount. So we are paying P Malambos, and then there's a 2% discount there involved. Automatically we know to say, as we are paying out Malambo, there was a discount that was given to us, meaning it was a discount received. Remember, we said the discount received, this is the one that we receive from our creditors, a reduction of amount given to us by our creditors or our suppliers. In this case, our creditor or supplier is P Malambo, and we are giving him cash. which we're supposed to give him 4 kwacha, but instead we have to deduct a 2%. So we're dealing with P, Malambo. Let's now calculate the discount. So the same way we did it, our amount there is 4 kwacha. Divided by 100 times 2. So our discount there is 2%. So after finding the 4 over 100 times 2, our discount there is giving us, so we have to deduct 2 from the 4. So firstly, before we deduct, we know what our discount received is. Our discount received is the 2 kwacha there. So after finding the discount received, we have to now deduct the 2 from the 4. After deducting the 2 from the 4, our answer gives us 2 kwacha. And then we have to place it in the cash column where we are giving out, because we are paying out P Malambo. So it has to fall on the payment side of the cash column, which is 2 kwacha. And we are done with that discount received. And then now we move to the 12th. Received cash from F Kaiba. We are receiving cash from A Kaiba. Again, the cash column is being affected. We are receiving, so it's going to be on the receiving end, or the receipts end, known as the debit side, amounting 20 kwacha. And then now we move to our last transaction. It reads paid cash into the bank. This question is very interesting. Paid cash into the bank. So if we look at that transaction, what is happening there is a contra entry. A contra entry, this is where a transaction is completed within the same book. In this case, the transferring of money is coming from the cash into the bank. Paid cash into the bank. So 2 books are involved on the same book, which is the cash and the bank. So what do? We are going to write cash stroke bank. And then indicate that C there. That is telling the accountant to say this is a contra entry that has been completed within the same books, so that they are not confused. And then you identify which account is receiving, which account is giving out. So you're going to read the question and say, paid cash into the bank. So cash was giving out money into the bank of a 25 kwacha. So we come to the payment side of the cash column, 25. We come to the receipt side of the bank column because it's receiving 25, and you are done with that transaction. After you have recorded all the transactions in the 3-column cash book, you have to balance off the account. That's when it is allowed to be closed. If you do not balance off accounts, you cannot close them. It's actually a crime to leave an account hanging. You have to balance off the accounts. Most people are penalized when they do not balance off. So the balancing off of these accounts is only done from the cash and the bank side. For the discount column, you just have to bring down the totals and you are done with that column. But when it comes to the cash and bank, an accountant is always required to balance off these transactions. So we all know how to balance off the transactions. The side that weighs the most is the one that is placed in the total column. And then the difference is brought down and carried down. So we'll start with our cash column. We are going to add from the debit side 170 plus 115.2 plus 20. On the credit side, we're going to add 110, 2 kwacha, and 25. So 170 plus 115.2 plus 20. It's giving us 305.2. And then we come to our credit side, 110 plus 2 kwacha plus 25. It's giving us 137. So automatically the side that weighs more is the debit side. So we're going to get this amount and place it in our total column. And then the difference, we have to subtract 137 from 305.2. So 305.2 minus 137. It's giving us 168.2. So we have to place it from the side where it weighs the least. So we'll put the 168.2 carried down, and then we bring it down. And you have balanced off the accounts. So when we come to the bank column, as we have seen, the payment side or the giving away side completely has no amount. So what do? We have to add up the side where the amounts are, and you have to balance them off like this. You do not just leave it hanging to say, because the other side doesn't have, I just have to total it up. No, you have to add 150 plus 35 plus 25. So it's 150 plus 35 plus 25. When we add up those, 150 plus 35 plus 25, our answer gives us 210 kwacha. So you will place the 210 kwacha because the credit side is weighing more. Sorry, the debit side is weighing more. The credit side doesn't have. So we will balance it off by placing the 210 there and the 210 there. And you have balanced off and closed the accounts. Then we come to the discount column. As I mentioned earlier, you do not balance off the discount column. You just bring down the totals as they are. If we look at the allowed column, it only has 4.8. That's the total. If we look at the received column, it only has 2. So the reason why we do not balance off the discount side is because this one just allows us to see how did we fare in our financial transactions that particular week. How much discount did we allow? How much discount did we receive? And if we received so much, so our profit added to our capital is so much. So the loss that we made in that business is so much. Remember, when you give out discounts, mostly it affects the business because you are having a reduction. That becomes a loss. But if you receive discounts, you are gaining. So the more you gain, the more profit you make for that business. So we calculate our gains by just opening a separate discount allowed to see, to say, okay, when we gave this person, it was this amount of money that was given out. Because I said the rate of a discount is always quoted in percentage. They do not say, since you are buying goods worth 1,000, you are going to be exempted over 500. No, it's going to be given in percentage because that's a professional way of dealing with a business. So Today we end our topic on the cash book. Remember, the cash book is one of the books of original entry. And today we come to the end of the cash book topic. The next time we meet, we are going to start looking at the petty cash. The petty cash is also part of the books of original entry. So until next time, see you.
Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools, Moboyo Christian Academy in Siavonga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chongwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangwenya Road, Lusaka. Breaking the cycle of underachievement does not happen by accident. It requires an